I just got my mind blown with like several different things.
I didn't know half of this
Literally,
stuff.
From now on, every time I get nerdy around stuff, we're just going to call it the chicken broth. Like, are you chicken brothing it, man? Because if you're not chicken brothing your research, you're not doing good enough. Welcome back. We are back for another episode of the Right Hook Podcast and yet another three-way. Let's see how the chemistry goes for this three-way. Super excited to have Ray here, as always, and our boy Mina. I got to meet Mina first time in Nashville, start of this year. One of the sharpest Amazon minds I know, and cool that we got to like hang out at the gym together and train together too. So that's super awesome. Mina, can you let us know what you do, what you're all about, and why the hell do you speak so damn fast?
I don't know, man. There's just too many electrons firing in my brain. Maybe it's all the pre-workout that I've taken over the years. I don't know. But I think that was always
the secret.
Like the secret.
Nice.
It's I'm always on pre-workout. No.
Nice.
So basically, what I do now is I own Trivium Group, which is an Amazon marketing agency. It's like a partner for brands on Amazon. We manage the entire channel. Our bread and butter was advertising, and then obviously it's everything traffic and conversion rate. So how do we drive you more traffic, whether it's pay-per-click advertising, programmatic advertising, Google Ads to Amazon, and like conversion rate, like optimizing your main image and your price for click-throughs, getting more reviews, optimizing your listing for creatives and SEO and title, bullet points, videos on your listing, questions on your listing, all that kind of stuff, so that you get the most bang out of your buck. Basically, that's what I do in a summary. I got into it. I was basically a chemical engineer for 5 or 6 years. Hated it. Decided to start a supplement brand. I've been a fighter since 2013, and I wanted like electrolytes. I was actually scooping chicken broth, like dry scooping chicken broth every night, so I can get like 2,000 milligrams of sodium a day. I was like, but it really helped. It helped my performance like crazy, especially like when you're like me, you drink a gallon of water a day and like you sweat like crazy during training. So I'm like, dude, I gotta make an electrolyte powder that has no sugar. But everyone used to include sugar because it helps electrolytes get absorbed. But I'm like, but you can also do it with amino acids, and no one really was speaking about that. But amino acids does the same thing. So I made it. I was rejected everywhere trying to sell it. So I resorted to Amazon. Basically, I lied to people. I told them it was going to be on Amazon. So I'm like, damn, I can't let everyone down. So I became obsessed about figuring out how Amazon works. Grew it, scaled it. 2020 hit. By the way, this was like end of 2018, early 2019. 2020, like January 2020, I hit like 94,000 a month in revenue. But this was all like straight up like reinvesting every single dollar. I actually went to live in Egypt for 4 months just so I can save all of my money and reinvest it back into the business.
Yalla!
Yeah, exactly, dude. I was living there, $500, bro. You're eating like a king, man. It's shit.
Yeah,
I miss it. But COVID hit, so I decided to do podcasts like this. I had nothing to sell, and I was just sharing my journey. And that, a year later, basically, I became the most well-known Amazon advertiser in the space. And I think a couple of reasons. I was just giving a tremendous amount of value, but also I was a tutor and a teaching assistant for 8 years. So I know how to break down concepts in a very structured way.
I didn't know that.
That's helpful.
Yeah. So when I came on podcasts, so many people, either they have ego and they talk about themselves, or they just go like a little bit here, a little bit there. And I actually stop the hosts all the time and say, okay, let's get back to it. Like, here's a summary of the structure. Woo. Like, here's the funnel, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm always able to kind of like, if we go on a side tangent, it's cool. I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to repeat the structure so you guys have the structure fresh in your mind. So I think that helped me a lot. But anyways, because of that, there's a very high demand for me to run people's brands. I rejected it. I wanted to be a big brand myself. But then, an aggregator basically hired me, and they put me against 6 other agencies. I beat them out. Someone like me, just, me and one VA beating out like really big name agencies in the space. I'm like, dude, what am I doing? This is what I should be doing. Like, I'm just,
right.
If you're better than everyone else, not better than everyone else, but if you're really good and you're beating people that are like much bigger than you.
Come on now.
Yeah, maybe I am better than everyone else. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, but I strive to be the best. Yeah.
So it sounds to me like you just straight up dry chicken broth everything that you do.
Pretty much,
Like
dude.
you're just
Pretty much.
you're just hardcore. You're into it. It's like no, that's super cool, man.
Yeah.
I love this opportunity because I am like Amazon knowledge that much. I know how to buy stuff on Amazon. That's as much as I go. Yeah, I'm super pumped about this. Ray, over to you. I'm just still at the chicken broth thing.
I still can't imagine you just taking scoops of chicken broth all day long. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't
we have a
fun.
lot of fashion brands in our agency, and I've had the privilege of seeing you guys scale all the brands. So I want to ask you, a lot of our fashion brands, they are on Amazon. Now, we don't have to go through every step, but what are some of the first steps you would recommend them to transition to Amazon? Because it's a huge channel that many of them haven't unlocked yet.
Yeah. Good question. So, first of all, fashion brands are Amazon's not the place for you, but there is an opportunity for you there. Amazon is like a store like Whole Foods or like Target. So, yeah, there's some clothes in Target, but bro, like no one goes shopping at Target for clothes. Like very rare people. Same as like Whole Foods. So, like Amazon's fully built on like keyword search intent. So I'm looking for an electrolyte powder. I'm typing in sugar-free electrolyte powder, unflavored electrolyte powder, whatever. It's very, very specific. With fashion and with the jewelry and with things that are like taste, like there, paintings in the wall and stuff like that, wall decor, like there is no clear keyword. There is the broad keyword, like, men's t-shirt, but then it's like, you can go down a rabbit hole of 10,000 different SKUs that also fit that criteria. So, with fashion brands, the way that I would approach it is, if you're trying to make your money on Amazon, forget about it. It's not going to happen unless there's like something like, so we worked with a company before, they had like Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and like Elsa and stuff like that. Maybe, with like licensing and stuff like that, potentially. But if you're just like a Gymshark or whatever, what I would suggest is you only do it for all the people that see your ads on, you guys are probably crushing it with the ads, right? So everyone that's seeing your ads, but it's like, what if I could just like convert on Amazon, because I have like the guarantee that I can return anything that I want in 30 days. All my stuff is saved. Like I don't need to worry about, is this fashion brand legit or not? Amazon's got my back. So in that case, you bring your catalog onto Amazon, but the way to do it is very specific. So if you're FBA fulfilled by Amazon, what you basically do is you make a box, you send it to Amazon, Amazon fulfills for you. Amazon wants that. FBM is fulfilled by merchant, which is where you get an order on Amazon. It, shows up in your printer, boom, please, ship it out to the customer. Amazon,
They don't like that, do they?
They don't because number one, they can't control the customer experience, and customer experience for them is the biggest thing. And number two, they make money off of you. So if they can control the experience and make money off of you, and people like the Prime badge. You don't get the Prime badge if you're FBM. So but it's unrealistic for a fashion brand to get all of their SKUs on Amazon. So what you would do is you take for each parent, the maybe 3 top selling SKUs, maybe it's sizes or colors, you send them to Amazon as FBA. That will result in, when you advertise and when people see your listing, it's going to have the Prime badge and it's going to look good. It's going to be attractive for people to click on it. So your click-through rate's unaffected. But then once you're in, you're going to list all of the variations available, but all the other ones will be FBM. So if they end up buying...
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could have certain variants by FBA, certain variants by FBM. Interesting.
You can, yeah. So if you end up like coming into the listing, like you type in whatever, like Right Hook Digital t-shirt, it shows up in the search, and it's like men's medium is like a popular one. It's already there, black, medium, whatever. They click on it, it's Prime, they know they're going to get it tomorrow, but then they're like an X large, they choose X large, it's still there, but it's going to be shipped from your warehouse. But at the end of the day, you still got that good click-through rate. The conversion rate might be affected, but if you start noticing certain sizes and colors are selling better than others, or designs, whatever, are selling better than others, then you can start, all you need is 30 days of data. And you're like, okay, cool. We sell 30 units a month. I'm going to send 45. We sell 50 units a month of this size. I'm going to send, 75.
How fast can you scale up with FBA? Do you know, like, if we're doing 30 units and we see that there's traction to go up to 1,000 or 5,000 units, how easy is that to just scale up with FBA?
Very easy. It used to be hard because they gave you a limit, but now literally all you need to do is just send more inventory and you can scale.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. The biggest restriction was I think during COVID and all of this stuff, and probably when Black Friday hits, what they do is if you're a new seller, they're like, okay, you can only send 1,000 units in. You send 1,000 units. The problem is you want to go aggressive. If you run out of stock, Amazon punishes you, but you can't go too aggressive because you only have 1,000 units. But after selling, let's say like 200, 300 units, you can like quickly get them to reevaluate and say, okay, you're selling fast. They open you up to 5,000, like whatever, something like that.
I gotcha.
But here's the issue: is you're gonna send it to Amazon. So let's say after a week and a half they open it up for you. You can but you're gonna let's say you're gonna run out of space or run out of inventory in 2 weeks. You can send a box of 4,000 in, but what if it's in the warehouse still being received? And sometimes it takes 2 to 3 weeks for Amazon to receive your stuff. So now people look at your listing and it's September 7th right now. It says ships like September 12th or in stock September 11th. And everyone's like, well, whatever, man. If I'm not going to get it tomorrow, dude, I actually used like intake breathing nasal strips and I ran out last night and I was stressing out. I'm like, man, I'm going to go back to like breathing like I can't breathe. And
wait, those really work?
Bro, intake breathing?
Really?
Next level. If they're listening to this
Did
podcast,
you have problems before or you just want to try it and you liked it?
No, I definitely have problems. My whole life I've had problems. And my mom keeps telling me this, like, why don't you go see a doctor? And I'm like, what the fuck happened the 18 years I was living with you? Like, why didn't you take me to a doctor? Now I got to do it on my own. She's like, you need a doctor. I'm like, okay, like you should have taken me. I didn't know shit. So, now whatever, you're in America, you got to figure out this whole new country. So I put it off, but basically my nostrils collapse when I breathe. So I can't, it just, the oxygen's reduced.
Your body's trying to kill you.
My body's trying to kill me pretty much. So,
because all the nutrients are going to your brain. That's why.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is, man, but basically what it does is it opens up your nostrils like this. And so the air like comes in. And so when I experienced it, I'm like, damn, dude. But anyways, I was stressing out last night and I went on Amazon and it literally delivers the next day. And it was, I converted. I bought like $180 worth of those strips for like this because it's like gonna arrive the next day. So that's like the power of like FBA. So if anyone's listening, like, and they're taking FBM versus FBA lightly, like don't.
I heard you in a previous podcast talk about how claims on Amazon are pretty touchy. So I have a question for you. Let's say we have a brand and they do shapewear. Like I'm sure you've seen shapewear, like make your body look good, tuck your tummy, things like that.
Yeah.
How does a brand like that, like what claims are okay? What claims are not okay? Is it like only for medical things or ingredients? What do you think?
Yeah, I think claims are only like for like supplements and things like that. It's claiming something that you can't actually claim. Like it can claim that it contours your body or makes you look good. That's totally fine. But claiming like that it will make you burn fat. First of all, nothing will make you burn fat, except like stuff that's like drugs, like, thyroid medication, rat poison, like stuff like that, that's the stuff. Tren will help you burn some fat, but you can't like have like a traditional kind of supplement and it's like burns fat. I'm like, that's not accurate. You're not actually, burning fat. So they stop medical claims like that. Anything that's like anti-inflammatory, it's usually like claims that you actually can't substantiate.
How do you talk about that then? If you can't make a claim, do you say has been known to do this or research shows it does this?
No, the keywords will trigger, the keywords will immediately trigger like a warning, and Amazon will suppress your listing. So
you can't say any benefit. You just have to say the ingredient and that's it.
Yeah. Here's a little hack. You go on the questions on the listing and you ask a question with those keywords and then you can answer it. So that's like the only way to get those keywords to index, essentially. But if you put it anywhere in your title, bullet points, back end, things like that, Amazon will flag you, but they can't control what questions people ask you. So that's why that won't be.
I knew you'd have the secrets. We're going to get in a lot of hacks in this episode. So I have a question.
Wait, whoa, that's why. Okay. I'm looking up fat, like, because, we all train. We all know that if you go to like a GNC, for example, you go ask the person at the counter, where are your fat burners?
Yeah.
and I just search for like fat burner, like nothing, not even in the brain, not even in the product name is
You
showing
can't.
up.
You can't.
That's
Yeah.
that's wow. Okay, that's wild.
Yeah. And anything like weight loss, testosterone booster, you can't like advertise them. You can't advertise a testosterone booster.
Man,
Because
Bezos does not want anyone else to be jacked but him, huh?
exactly. Well, he knows that you got to take testosterone, not testosterone boosters. So he's like,
Yeah, he looks good for 50 something, man. I'll tell you that.
yeah. Money makes you look good, man.
That's true. With that $500 million yacht, too. That'll make anybody
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah.
So you often say, and you said in the beginning of this pod, that you think of Amazon like as a store shelf, right?
Mhm.
And I heard you in another talk, you were saying that the images and how important the image is, but I think that makes sense, how important that is to conversion and clicks. But when I looked up your supplement brand, and you do something that a lot of people don't do, is you don't just have your product in a white background. You add aesthetics to that. Why is that so important? Like you have like your supplement product and you have like berries and fruit to like get the essence of the flavor across. Like how much does that make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, huge. It makes a huge difference. So here's the deal. The funnel on Amazon's pretty straightforward. You have the traffic. So you launch campaigns and you get impressions. When you launch campaigns, basically all you can do is just show up your listing to people. So that's impressions. A certain number of those impressions will turn into clicks. That is dependent on your click-through rate. The main three factors, in my opinion, that affect your click-through rate are your main image, your price, and your reviews and star rating. So those are the three biggest levers that you can pull. Obviously, coupons and promotions play a small role. Yeah, if you're FBA versus FBM, that plays a big role, but I'm assuming everyone's FBA. And then if you get the bestseller badge, that is also a game changer for you. So, but the ones that we can control, pretty directly, main image, price, and reviews. Reviews, everyone's trying to get more reviews. I assume that, that's we're all trying. But when it comes to the main image, so you're going to get those impressions, right? People are going to see your product is going to load on the page, and a certain number of those are going to click on your listing. So when someone is typing in like electrolyte powder and they see the shelf, which is the different supplements, how do you get them to look at you? They're going to look at the price, but that's going to be a secondary thing. They're going to look at the reviews, going to be a secondary thing. The main image is the first thing. And so the main image, not only do you want it to pop and be different. So that's why I have the berries and that kind of stuff next to my image. But also I manipulate my label, like 3D render, to showcase the keywords that matter to the consumer. So if the keyword that matters to consumer is hydration or zero sugar or sugar-free,
so that's how you make claims and benefits. You put it on the freaking product. That's genius.
You put it on the label. Yeah, no, but like still like fat burner and stuff like that, they'll still suspend you. Yeah, they will crawl the image. They'll crawl the image and they'll catch it. But generally, like anyone selling anything, you have to look at the journey of like someone types in a keyword and they come in and they look at your product. Why is your product better than everyone else? How does it directly solve their problem? And so again, if they're looking for protein powder, that people are looking for a high number of grams of protein, the cleanest, so more isolate, the most number of servings, the best bang for your buck. So in the price, it'll tell you like it's $1.20 per serving. You prominently put 30 servings, 50 servings, 60 servings, whatever. You prominently put 30 grams of protein. If you have a badge, like even though the badge is not actually on your product, you can put like an informed choice badge or, NSF badge or whatever, any of those badges that people recognize. So all of these things, when I quickly glance, I'm like, yeah, this one caught my eye. The berries, the chocolate, the vanilla, whatever caught my eye. And then you utilize the box, you utilize the packaging, the label, anything that you can, that's, not real, that you can manipulate, you utilize it to sell like directly, with the keywords.
And it all has to still be with the white background though, doesn't it? That's kind of like a rule for Amazon. Is that correct?
Yeah. So that's why, that's why manipulate the label or, put a box and a fake box, a box that the product's not going to come in a box, but you just put a box. It's like, here's my bottle. Like we just did this with pasta. The pasta comes, it's like 24 packs of, it's skinny pasta. It's konjac pasta. And basically it's 9 calories in an entire bag of pasta, which is incredible. Like this is
Hmm.
now the only type of pasta and it tastes delicious. So, what we did is I'm like, okay, it's like a thin carton box like this, and all the pasta's there, and it's wrapped, and you get it. I'm like, yo, let's like manipulate the shit out of that. So we put the pastas, but then I made the box big and full, and I put like keto, gluten free, sugar free, like all these things. 24 pack, big in your face, and I mean, it had a huge impact on click through rate, and so like it's a funnel, right? So the funnel is impressions, and then a certain number of those impressions turn into clicks. Certain number of clicks turn into sales. So number one, I'm trying to get more impressions from my ads or better organic ranking. Number two, those impressions, trying to get more of them to turn into clicks, people coming to my listing. So that's the main image price of reviews. And then number three, conversion rate. So for those people that came in, I need to maximize like the conversion. So the rest of the images, title and bullet points, videos on the listing, A+ content, reviews, images with reviews, reviews with images, things like that.
I've always had a dying question with Amazon is how well can you take one product and reposition it to different markets? Let me give you an example. Let's say I sell like these athletic shorts. Can I take that same product and position it as pickleball shorts and then workout shorts and then, like keep going down the line? Like how can you do that, or can you do that on Amazon?
Yeah, I mean, what I would do is just one listing with multiple variations. And it could be like the same product. I do variations, so all the reviews pool. So like you have like, 30 different variations. If each one of them gets 5 reviews, that's 150 reviews.
Is
So
each variation searchable? So like you could have the same short, but like all those different use cases, and that's all searchable, I guess, in rankings.
yeah, well, what you would do is, you would advertise the variation that is pickleball short.
Oh,
And so on all the pickleball shorts keywords, that one shows. And then it's the other child variation, which is identical to it. Someone types in basketball shorts, that one shows. And it's the exact same short, but the style will be basketball versus pickleball, and then the colors and sizes. So, that's how I would do it.
I gotcha. I was listening to a podcast, the Operators Podcast. You guys heard of that? Operators Podcast with Simple Modern and Rich. Anyways, so Simple Modern, they sell these metal koozies. You probably maybe see them on Amazon. Really big brand, 8-figure brand. Anyways, he was talking about his strategy on Amazon to launch. And I want to get your take on it because I've heard you say similar things on another interview where when they first launch, and I don't know why this is important, maybe you can tell us, he will purposefully maybe either discount the price just to, in that first window, some time window, to get as many people buying it as possible. Is that accurate? And is there some, I guess, Amazon rule to why that's a good strategy?
Yeah. So there's something called the honeymoon phase on Amazon. In the first 30 to 45 days, you have a chance to prove how good of a product you are to Amazon. Now, this doesn't mean how well you convert. This just means straight up the number of sales that you make. So in the first 30, 45 days, if you can like do a blitz and like sell the most number of units possible, Amazon then looks at your product and says, that's a really good product. Let's rank it higher. And so you get this crazy ranking effect where, all of your listings are now ranked very high organically for keywords. Whereas like if you ran out of stock or if you started slow and then tried to blitz later, you would never be able to achieve that. Like for me, we've been able to achieve phenomenal results in the honeymoon phase. And like, as long as we stay in stock, like, wow, it's a straight line up. And then, with other people, they run out of stock, or they say, oh no, I want to start like with only $100 a day budget, $150, whatever.
What's the
And
pricing strategy there? Like what kind of pricing strategy do you do?
Okay, we did this exact thing with Brandy's brand, by the way. And so it's supposed to be $24.99. We started at $14.99, and I was spending like $500 to $700 a day on ads, and we hit $2,000 a day in sales in the first 10, 12 days. You know what I mean? So you basically price it lower than the market, so it's very attractive to everyone, for converting. And then Amazon anyways will show you more than normal in the honeymoon phase. And so as long as you keep pushing on the gas in terms of like advertising, they'll just keep showing you more and more, like more than normal. And because again, they just want to give you a shot. They don't know, they don't have data on you, so like we're just going to give them a shot, like let them do whatever they want to do. And they show us up like higher in the searches, you end up getting like that traction. So his strategy is very right, because if he can basically utilize all of his email list, everyone who's purchased from him, push them to Amazon for a new launch, deep discount, like you're going to get this price on Amazon only. And it's, because we're launching on Amazon, and then it's going to go back to normal price. You're never going to get it, for that low price again.
Does Amazon hurt you if you raise prices again later?
No. Amazon.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Amazon will only hurt you if you go like big jumps in prices. But if you just go like few dollars, no problem. So, basically, he shows Amazon like this is a hot selling product. And then as a result, Amazon shows him to more people. He sells more. And as long as he just keeps, pushing the gas and replenishing inventory, and his reviews are coming in, you're eventually going to be spending, initially, let's say you're spending $1,500 a day and you're only making like 2,500. But as the conversion rate starts to improve because of the reviews and the organic ranking starts to come up, so get more traffic for free, then he's still spending 1,500, but now he's making 4,500 in sales, 6,000 a day in sales. And so you go from 0 to, 150K a month listing in like 2 months flat.
And what other channels are you leveraging, or to be able to jack up that traffic that you're saying, right? So email list for sure. You're just pinging the people that your past purchasers, your current customers already, and past purchasers to go like, yo, something new's dropping, come on over to Amazon, like, right, get the price before we run out, or before the time's over, or the price increase or something like that. I hear about, I've heard other people talk about like, well, you can then leverage other channels as well. Like you can run Facebook ads and promote your Amazon thing. And I'm like, wait, my brain doesn't know how to connect those things together, or like run it on IG. And my brain's like, wait, this sounds like overthinking.
Yeah. Facebook, so the people that do Facebook and stuff like that, and Instagram, they're hoping that the external traffic signals to Amazon, like Amazon's going to see, the like backlink profile, whatever, and be like, oh, like this is nice. Like I like this guy because he's bringing people to my listing. So, but again, it's a theory. TikTok has been really good for launches because I think you guys can speak more to this, but the nature of TikTok people when they buy is that they see the product and then they go to Amazon, they type in the brand name. So you start getting a ton of brand searches and brand conversions, which then, I think TikTok is probably like after email, TikTok is probably the second best one.
Yeah, we see that with our brands all the time, just to show them that, hey, maybe you should consider as a diversification getting on Amazon, because we'll pull up and we'll show them like, this is the search traffic for your brand, and you got nothing there. So who's getting that sale? Someone else. Yeah, 100%. I mean, for all of the people that are like, your product can work or not work on Amazon. I can run through that real quick, but basically to know if your product is going to work or not on Amazon, first of all, you type in the main keywords, you look at the landscape. Is your product better than everyone else? And is the price in range with everyone else? That's number one. Number two, you open up like, Helium 10 has a Chrome extension. You use that. It's called X-Ray. But if you look at the revenue for everyone and their reviews, you can get a gauge of like, what's this market like? So, the top guys with thousands of reviews, are they doing like 200, 300,000 a month, or are they doing 50K a month? 3,000 reviews, 50K a month, that sucks. So you look and you see like, are people with decent, like okay reviews, let's say 500 reviews selling 40, 50K a month, that's solid. That gives you an idea of where you can be, and so there's revenue there's, and then you look at the keyword, search volume. So again, you type in the main keywords, and if the main keywords anywhere like 30,000, 40,000 searches a month and up, that's a pretty decent sized like market. Anything 10 to 30 is mid-size. 5 to 10 is considered small. Under 5 is just the market's not really there. So if the search volume for the keywords is there, the revenue for the competitors is there, and make sure that it's revenue from Amazon, not revenue from
it's Yankee Candle, and so their revenue comes because like everyone's just looking for their brand names. And sometimes there's some niches that are like that. There's like 3-4 brands that are dominating, and they're all massive on D2C, but none of them are. It's not like being searched. The keywords, the generic keywords, aren't being searched on Amazon. So again, to recap, if you go into the search results and you look at the search results, you can be better than everyone else. Like there's a clear reason why you're better. Like if you're selling me a pre-workout, why is yours better than everyone else? Or protein, why is yours better than everyone else? If there's a clear reason, perfect. Your price is within range, perfect. The market cap is there, and the search volume is there. Then you have a product that works for Amazon. So if you do, then you can get on and you can go aggressive. If you don't, but like Ray said, there's search volume for your own keywords, then don't worry about like this whole simple human type of strategy of like going hard, dropping the price. Just get your products up on Amazon and call that like a net. So people go to see your ad, they go to the DSC, they fall off, and then this Amazon net like maybe catches 25% of those people. So at least it's like an abandoned cart recovery sort of thing. You at least got some people out of it.
So I've heard you talk in another interview where sometimes Amazon can also help off Amazon sales too, or at least like the awareness of it. Do you have a recent story this year where of a crazy scaling with one of your brands that overall just increased their net revenue as a whole? Because I'm sure they're probably on other channels too. Do you have any of those recent stories? Because I've heard you talk about crazy scaling strategies recently.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the if you're big on Amazon that you get bigger off of Amazon. It usually doesn't work like that. It usually works that if you're getting bigger off of Amazon, then you'll get bigger on Amazon. But like NeuroGum is a perfect example where they came in and they were, maybe I think like 80% D2C. And, obviously one of the big fears is like, oh, like, are we going to cannibalize our sales? But like when all was said and done, they like doubled in size. I think they became close, like they went from like 3 million to like 8 or 9 million a year. And Amazon became 50% of their,
wow.
Yeah. So whatever they might have lost from D2C, they get, and like the reason that I mentioned this is because one of the strategies I tell people, because reviews is so hard to get, I'm like, if you have a customer list on your D2C, just tell them like, hey, we're doing an Amazon promo. Buy one, I'll send you another one for free. And so you get those people to buy, you give them another one for free, and then you're like, okay, would you mind leaving us a review? So
how do you do that? Is it like all just like logistics of send us an email with a screenshot and we'll send you another product?
Yeah, send us a screenshot of your order. They send you, you're like, okay, perfect. What's your address? And then you do a fulfillment order and you send it to their house. And again, this is against terms of service. So there's nothing you can do within terms of service really to get reviews. But what, they were like, oh man, but like, I'm afraid of those people, I'm going to take them out of D2C and I'm going to lose them. And you can't email market them because they're going to become Amazon customers, whatever. I'm like, dude, it's a small price to pay because if you get 400 of those people to leave your reviews, now you have a 400 review listing. That listing is now generating 30K, 40K a month. Those 400 customers aren't generating you 30K a month in revenue. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're not. They're just, maybe they purchased 3 times. What's 400 times 3 times the cost of your product? It's not 30K a month for the next 10 years,
Last question I have on my side.
That's smart.
It is smart, actually. I've never heard that before. It's pretty crazy. So you teased in the beginning of the episode around getting questions on your profile because you can rank. Okay, I've heard you talk about a strategy before of when you first launch a listing to leverage those yourself. Can you walk through that strategy?
Yeah. So one of the best places to like get SEO, like ranking and organic ranking and things like that. And I've just like generally noticed the trend with listings that have more questions on them end up having indexing for way more keywords, are better ranked for keywords. So what I did was I went and I looked at all of my competitors. It's more difficult now because you actually have to type in keywords for the questions to show up. Before you could just like actually go and see all of the questions. And I'd have a VA basically just copy all the questions, but I would take all of my competitors' questions and I would, go to Quora. I would go to, ask, what is it called? Ask something.
Ask the public.
ask the public, and I would get all of those questions, and I would make a spreadsheet of like 150 questions. And all of those questions would be, questions people actually asked, any of my frequently asked questions that I think, should be answered. And then I would like insert keywords everywhere, like keyword phrases like electrolyte powder, electrolyte powder packets, electrolyte supplement, hydration powder, sugar-free electrolytes, just kind of all of these keywords. Like no one would really say like, is this actually a sugar-free electrolyte, or something like that. But it's like a pointless question, but it gets those keywords in there. And so I would go on my own buyer account, the one that I buy everything for my house, and I would ask 5 questions a day. And they would all go to my seller email, my Amazon Seller Central email. And then I would just answer those questions, and I would reinforce the keywords in those answers. And sometimes I would do things like this, like, how does this compare to Liquid IV? How does this compare to Element? Does this have as much sugar as Key Nutrients? Whatever, all of these competitors. And so I started building that relevance between me and them, and indexing for their keywords and things like that. So that's just one other hack that I would do on my product detail page.
It's freaking genius. It reminds me of a hack that we do on Google, because in Google we have a product feed, not like Amazon, but we have a product feed. And there's this one type of attribute called product type. It's a blank field. You can do whatever you want. Typically people just like reinforce the keyword they want to rank on. But what people don't know is you can have compared to Lululemon, compared to this. So now when someone searches Lululemon, Google thinks, oh, this product is compared to those products. I'm going to show their ad up. Mm-hmm. That's a great hack.
Yeah. Man. That's a really good one. I didn't know about that, but it's the same thing. Yeah. Like how can you trick the algorithm? Like there was a point in time that you could actually, I don't know if you could still do this, but you could get influencers and you could tell them, I want you to make a comparison video comparing my product with Liquid IV. And then they would make that video, and they would add both of my product and Liquid IV. So my product would show up on their page. And so you could do that with your competitors' products. You could do that with complementary products. So like I could do that with ketone strips. So, hey guys, I'm getting ready for my 60-day keto challenge. I got my ketone strips, blah, blah, blah. I also got my electrolytes, blah, blah, blah. And then people who are on that, the top selling ketone strip page see the electrolytes too. So it's those are hacks, just like, whatever the back end of the algorithm, getting it to understand, because at the end of the day, it's all a catalog system, and you're showing up in different places, in different aisles, and you just want to be in all of the aisles all the time.
So I was actually at Amazon last night, and I had a thought, how much do posts actually make a difference? Like you see someone posting like on their page, does that actually matter?
I think it matters to Amazon. It doesn't matter to people that much. I've not seen a direct conversion rate like jump from it or anything like that, because we've obviously, anyone that we get, we're like, okay, give us all your Instagram, and we just schedule for the next like 100 days or whatever. But this is what I've seen. Amazon gives you all of these things, brand tailored promotions, like subscribe and save coupons, Amazon posts, this, that, brand story. The more that you utilize all of Amazon's features, all of the back end, you fill out the back, like you don't leave a single thing empty, it considers you a better, product, with better customer experience. So I would suggest using everything that they give you.
Oh my gosh, dude, we could go on for another hour. Can you just do us a favor? Tell people how they could find you and get more information, because there's no one else that knows Amazon like you. So I want to make sure they have a direct line.
Yeah. So you can hit me up on my email is Mina, MINA @triviumco.com. That's TRIVIUMCO.com. Instagram is @Mina Elias. LinkedIn is Mina Elias, and I'm pretty accessible. You can hit me up. Website's triviumco.com. If you want to connect about anything Amazon, just reach out.
That's amazing. I'm going to make sure that those make into the show notes as well. I just got my mind blown with like several different things.
I didn't know half of this stuff.
From now on, every time I get nerdy around stuff, like, cause Ray, you know me, I go down into these rabbit holes, and like the whole team does in different ways. We're just going to call it the chicken broth. Like, are you chicken brothing it, man? Because if you're not dry chicken brothing your research, you're not doing good enough. Like,
you're not doing enough, man. You gotta.
You're not doing enough, man. Until you can dry chicken broth it, you're half-assing it. For sure. Dude, I appreciate you so much for this. This was so fun. Hopefully we can get to do another one. I think a bunch of stuff we're here already. And by the way, do go check out Mina's social. He drops like so much crazy value. It's kind of nuts. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. I think it's chicken broth.
It's the chicken broth, man.
It is chicken broth, man. It's straight up chicken broth. Electrolyte chicken broth. It's all right there. Appreciate you guys so much for watching this episode. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Maybe it's a 3-way, maybe it's a 4-way, or it might be a 2-way. Only way to find out is if you show up. I will see you then.